How's it going, guys? My name is Maikya and welcome back to a new video. Now today I'm going to be ranking every mythical Pokemon from the Pokemon franchise. So I got tagged by my friend to basically do this challenge, so I'll be tagging 3 people down below, so go check the description down below to see their channels and go check out my friend as well. So anyway, let's just get straight into this. I basically took a while to kind of come to a conclusion on how to do this. I've decided instead of ranking them from 1 through to how many there are, I thought I'd put them into rankings based on gold, silver and bronze. Very much how I did the starters sort of thing. But instead of going by generation, I've decided I'm just going to go for what I enjoy the most, what I'm okay with, and what I really didn't particularly like. So, very difficult decision here. Very, very difficult to decide which ones I actually don't mind and which ones I actually do like. So I'll go through my reasonings for every single one of them, so I hope you guys enjoy the video. Be sure to smash that like button down below, I really appreciate the support, and let's just get into our little list here. You can see over on my side anyway. So in the gold place, in the first positions, I have Mew, Darkrai, Shaymin, Victini, Genesect, Maikya, and Zeraora. Now I'll explain basically each one step by step and talk to you about each one. So, Mew, I chose Mew for this spot because I felt that Mew was very, very significant in the franchise, and still is today, and it's just a really nice Pokemon. I love its Psychic type, I love the design for it, I think it's really damn cute, okay? It's really cool, and I just think it's a great mon, I just really like it. I enjoyed the kind of how you could get it behind the truck, that sort of thing, that kind of, you know, that kind of hack or whatever. Really, really interesting Pokemon. Love it. I think it's better than Mewtwo, by the way. Really, really nice Pokemon. So, yeah, I put it in this position. Darkrai, I remember very vividly as a kid trying to get to Darkrai on the Pokemon Sinnoh games. So, Platinum, Diamond, Pearl. I remember getting Darkrai, and I remember getting it, like, originally, legitimately. And then I used an action replay later in life. Don't tell Nintendo, but I used an action replay to get Darkrai into the game, and then I'd go find him and hunt him down. Really, really cool Pokemon. I just love him. I just think he's really nice, really creepy, but I just love the kind of story behind him. Really, really nice story. Now, my third pick for this is Shaymin. I actually think this is probably my favourite mythical out of all the Pokemon mythicals. Reason is I just think it's damn freaking cute. I love the whole, like, where it's from and the Gracidia flower and that sort of thing, and I love the fact it has a sky form, freaking damn cool. And Pokemon Mystery Dungeon kind of had a lot to say for that, Explorers of Sky, that sort of thing. Really, really just like Shaymin. I think it's a really good Pokemon, so Game Freak did a fantastic job on the design of this Pokemon, and I love it in the anime as well, how it kind of, you know, where it gets like, it has no energy anymore, it can't photosynthesize, and then all of a sudden it can again. Really, really nice storyline. So, 4th position for this top place is Victini. So I remember very vividly Pokemon Black and White. I'd go to Liberty Garden. I remember very well. This was one of the mythicals I did get in the games when I was a kid. And I remember going to Liberty Garden, doing all that with Team Plasma, and getting this Victini, which I didn't even know was a mon at first. I found it on the internet. I found this story, like this thing about it. These kind of, not speculations, but these kind of things, these news about it. So I was like, oh, I'll go find this Pokemon and go get it. And I got it on my Pokemon Black and White copy, and I was very happy with it. So, very nice Pokemon. I really like the design. I love its moves. I just think it's really, really awesome. Now, the next one is Genesect. Now, the reason why I picked Genesect is the movie for Genesect is really, really good, in my opinion. I really like how you can load up these little discs, and he can do different kind of type moves, and he's got this Techno Blast move. I just think it's really cool. I just think the design's really cool. I love how he's kind of like a robotic bug, and I just think it's a really nice concept. I think the movie's fantastic. You guys should go watch the Genesect movie. Really nice movie. So that's why I picked Genesect. Now, Maikya, I didn't actually know much about, to be honest with you, but when I actually saw this design of this Pokemon, I thought it's kind of cool. It reminds me of sort of a Pokeball, but it also reminds me of like a nurse, and I don't know, it just has like a distinct look. It reminds me very much of the Pokemon series. I really, really enjoy looking at good designs of Pokemon. I think that if a Pokemon's well designed, it's worth kind of enjoying. So this one was very well designed, for considering it was like, what, Generation 6 I think it was. that it got introduced, or Generation 7 possibly. So, very, very good design. I'm really, really happy with how Game Freak portrayed this. So, yeah, I put this here. And the last one is Zero Aura. Now, you guys probably have a lot of arguments saying that Zero Aura wasn't that great, because there wasn't much around it. But in terms of design, the Pokemon is actually really nice. I actually love the design. I think it's really well done. I love the fact that it kind of got leaked beforehand using Pokemon Sun and Moon's, what's it called? Was it Pokemon Sun and Moon? I think it was. And they data mined it or whatever and found this Pokemon. So very, very interesting concept behind that. So that's my top place positioned Pokemon and why I like them. Now let's go into the second position and I'll explain those ones. So in second place, first we have Celebi. Now the reason why I put Celebi here is I didn't really use it much as a kid. I didn't really go through all that. I was kind of late to the Generation 2 thing. So Celebi was kind of like a weird thing for me. I mean, I kind of encountered it in Heart Gold Soul Silver, which was really interesting in the Ilex Forest, right? But in terms of actually storyline and stuff goes, really not worth getting in my opinion. It's an alright Pokemon, it's not amazing, but it's okay. Next up is Deoxys. Now the reason why I put this in second place, not third, is I actually like the forms. I really enjoyed playing with this in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. There was obviously those stones with the Deoxys. I enjoyed changing the forms of my Deoxys a lot. Very interesting. I obviously shipped it over from Emerald, I think it was. And I just enjoyed using Deoxys. I thought it was a good Pokemon to use, but still not as amazing as the first place one. So that's why I put Deoxys here. Now the next Pokemon is Arceus. Now the reason why I put this here is I do remember vividly getting Arceus. It was a pain in the bum though, having to go all the way up the spear pillar, use that flute of whatever it was called, or that thing, and then you get these stairs that transcend to heaven and you see Arceus. Very interesting way of getting it. Not sure if I enjoyed doing it or not. It was very tedious, I believe, so that's why it's kind of in second place. I like the Pokemon. I think it's great. I love how there's different plates that changes typing. But other than that, it's kind of meh for me. So I put it in second place for that reason. Now the next one is Keldeo. So I didn't actually ever experience using Keldeo. I've never actually really used Keldeo before, but I really liked looking at it. So when I was looking through these Pokemon, I noticed that Keldeo has a really nice form. So Resolute form is really, really cool. I love the whole story from the Volcanion, Terrakion, and Virizion. I love that kind of story behind how, Keldeo gets into its Resolute form. And I just think this Pokemon's an all-around decent Pokemon. So that's mostly why I put it in second place. Obviously didn't deserve first because it's not that amazing, but it's not the worst. So I put it in second. Now next up is Diancie. So I actually really like the movie around this. Really, really interesting movie. Yeah, I really like the take on it. I really enjoyed Diancie and Mega Diancie. Really, really nice concepts. I love how they use rocks and crystals a lot. So they've gone less of a normal approach and kind of gone into the whole fairy regions of the, the mythicals. So really, really nice Pokemon. I just think it's a nice concept. I really like it. I just think it's well designed. Really, really like Mega Diancie. And I love how Diantha is very much related to that in the Pokemon X and Y games. So really nice job Game Freak on designing that. So yeah, that's why I put it in second place. The next one is Hooper. Now I enjoy Hooper because Hooper's rings were really, really obvious and a big statement in, I think it was Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. There were these Hooper rings and they had the legendaries in them, and I really liked that game mechanic. I think that was a really nice idea. I love how Hooper was able to put these hoops up and they go into different dimensions. Really, really nice concept. I didn't know much more about Hooper. I knew there was Hooper Unbound form, so that was a really interesting one to discover. People were like, well, is this real? Is it not? I remember there were a lot of discussions and speculations about Hooper Unbound and whether it was real, and it turns out to be real, so that was quite interesting to say the least. But that's mostly why I put it in position number 2. Not really much more I can say about it, so let's move on to the next one. So the next one is Meltan. I actually enjoyed how they introduced Meltan. Everyone thought it was a hack or a kind of mishap at Game Freak, well, not Game Freak, but Niantic Labs headquarters. They thought it was a mishap, but it actually was the way they wanted to reveal it. So they put them basically, I don't know if you guys know the story, but they put Meltan on Pokemon Go, and he started appearing for loads of people, and he was in the place of Kecleon, and everyone got confused because they were like, well, why can't we catch this guy? Or when we catch this guy, he transforms into a Ditto. What's going on here? So basically, they just made it so that Ditto was disguised as Meltan, and so we thought we were seeing these Meltan things, and we were actually getting Dittos, but then they turned out that Meltan was actually a thing, and what do you know, we got Meltan and Melmetal, really nice Pokemon, really well designed. I love the concept behind the whole thing, you know, like the electricity nut, the kind of magnetic ball thing, and the Mercury. Really, really nice concept in terms of actual, you know, understanding and meaning in Pokemon. So, good job, Game Freak. I really like this Pokemon. I thought I'd put it in position number 2. Now, let's move to position number 3, and we'll talk about the kind of lower tiered mythicals for me. Now, I feel like this first one's going to get a lot of hate. The reason why I picked Jirachi for 3rd place is I didn't really experience it much in the games. I never really got a chance to use it. I think that its moveset's kind of low tier. I mean, the Wish move's decent, but other than that, not too great. So, I didn't really have much of a reason to put it here, but I don't believe that I really enjoyed using it, or I've never really used it, or really seen much of it, so I can't really say much about it. Now, the next one is Manaphy. Now, I did enjoy the anime appearance of Manaphy, but I never really caught on with the game version. And I found the weirdness with Fiona and Manaphy, the kind of, you know, link between the two, a bit strange. I didn't really understand it. It kind of confused me as a kid. I was really, really confused by it. I prefer Manaphy to Fiona, and Fiona is next, so I'll talk about both of them together. But I preferred Manaphy to Fiona basically just for design purposes. I just think Fiona is a bit of a boring Pokemon, and Manaphy is not. So, really, really interesting, but not interesting enough for me. I find they're kind of weird, so didn't really work for me in that way. Now, the next Pokemon is Mioletta. Now, the reason why I put this in position number 3 is I don't actually really know much about it. So I saw that it's on a lot of musical things to do with Pokemon Symphony and stuff. But other than that, I don't really know much about it. So it was introduced in Black and White, I believe. And I just didn't catch on. I didn't really see what it had to do with Pokemon or what its links were at all. I didn't really watch anything about it or see anything about it. So I just found that it wasn't a very highly rated mon for me. Now, Volcanion, the next one, is another one that I didn't really see much about. I saw more about Hooper and Diancie than I did Volcanion, so Volcanion was very much low tier rated for me. Didn't see much about it, didn't really like the mon. I don't think it's too bad, but I don't really see why we need it as such. It reminds me a lot of Heatran, so very similar to Heatran, but not. And so I didn't really get why they added it, but hey, it's an alright design. But other than that, not really that great. Now, the last one on this list is Marshadow. Now, the reason why I put Marshadow here is literally I just didn't think that it was that great of a mon. I think it's alright, but it just doesn't really make much sense. I never really saw the anime, so I haven't caught on with it. So, unless I see the anime and like it, my opinion on it won't change. It's an alright mon. Didn't really see much about it, so that's that. But anyway, guys, that is my list of every ranked mythical Pokemon for my opinions. Let me know what you place all your mythical Pokemon. I know it's a long list, so feel free to take your time. Love to hear what you guys have to say. Now, be sure to like the video to show your support, and be sure to subscribe for more videos like this. There probably won't be many more ranked stuff, because I think we're running out of stuff now, so but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. See you later.